So for step 7, attaching the RC deck. Well, we got a lot of screwing to do. There are all of our screws, and of course there's the A8 piece and the D1, which I have right there. So I'll set this up and let's put this together. So let's work on this A8 piece first. So if we grab this, you can see that in terms of its positioning, it's sitting on the chassis like that, which means that based on this design, we'll move those out of the way for a second if we can, this is going to sit like that. And in fact, you can feel that it clicks into place more or less. So let's grab a screw. I'm going to put that in there. And since that's going to be held up like that, that just sort of snaps in. We'll do it that way. For now, I will screw that in just a bit. I just want to make sure that I can get everything else placed correctly first. So this one, same thing. Let's get that screw in there. Yep. And I'm going to do it this way, up and down for now, just so I can get these screws into place. There we go. It's mostly in. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. Okay, so now that I know that that's pretty much seated correctly, I will start to tighten them all up. Okay, so they're mostly all the way in, so now we can just tighten these up all the way. So this is hard plastic going into hard plastic, so once you're at the end, you know you're at the end. Same thing on this side. There we go. And there we go. So there is our A8 piece in place. So now we're going to turn this around because this is going to sit like this. So you can see this piece right here is sitting into this piece right here. So that's going to sit just like that. So knowing that, all of the screws are coming in from the bottom. So I'm going to hold this in place and we're going to put one here. And one here. Come on. There we go. So one down there. And then we've got the other side. So we've got one down there. Turn it around. And one right there. Okay, so now that they're all in, everything seems to be fine. I'm going to start going around and screwing them all in and nice and tight. And check the other side one last time. And there we go. So there is our RC deck in place. Cool. So step 7 is complete. So now we're going to move on to step 8 and attach the servo mounts. So for step 8, attaching the servo mounts, well, we need to grab D7 and D13, and we're going to screw these onto the chassis with 4 screws. It's going to be fairly simple. There are our 2 pieces, and then of course our 4 screws. So I'll set this up and let's put them on. So let's start with this one here. This is the D13 piece. So in terms of the shaping, you can see that this is facing outward. So if I grab our chassis here, we're going to need to place that piece on top of this part here, and then the other one is just going to fit nicely inside that hole, just like that. I guess it requires just the screw to actually hold it down. Oh, it does. So let's get the top screw in first. And I'll screw it down a bit here. And we'll do the other side. That comes in from the bottom. Screw that on. I'm just going to go all the way with this one this time. And again, you're going to know when you're at the end because we're going from hard plastic to hard plastic. So once it's in, it's just going to stop. You shouldn't be in a position where you feel like you're stripping something out. Now, D7 is sitting like that on the chassis. So again, if we turn this around, you can see that there's this spot here, and that is fitting on the top there. So it's going to sit just like that. So again, 2 screws. So I'll turn this around here. And I'm going to go in from the bottom again. There we go. And again, I'm just going to screw this one all the way down. There we go. So we can screw this one in all the way down. And it's all the way. So there we go. There is our servo mount and of course our on-off switch mount. Very cool. So step 8 is complete. So now we're going to move on to something completely different and start working on the gears.